Okay, guys, I am back and we have something a little bit different today. I think I mentioned it last week, and I don't know which day this is going to air specifically, but it'll probably air tomorrow, which is Saturday. Today is Friday when I'm recording this. Let me pop on my light because I bet you it's getting kind of dark because we're supposed to get literally 60 inches of snow. 60. Ugh. Anyways, it's par for Colorado this time of year anyways, but let's get into this. Okay, so I think I mentioned it last week over at Junk Journal Inspirations on Facebook, and I will try my hardest to remember to put the name down there. It's a Facebook group. Nikki Adigan designed this for the group. It's just a little St. Patty's Day kit, and then there's a background piece of paper. And then I ended up I printed it twice, one on paper in case we wanted to use use it in a different manner or whatever. And then she also made library pockets, for those that need like templates. So if you go over to that group and you ask to join, make sure you sign answer the questions, for the group. And then once you get approved, then you can go to the file section, and that's where these are. And then you also have access to other things that have been put in through the group from different creators. However, this is created just for the Facebook group. You're not allowed to copy it, sell it, or claim it as your own work, okay? It says here, it may not be copied, sold, printed, or gifted, or sold, or claimed as your own work. Okay, so everybody if you're already part of Facebook groups, you kind of already know that. So I just wanted to make sure that that is that. So I thought it might be kind of fun to just create. So I pulled a bunch of just like different green stuff I have. Just some stickers, and of course I've got some green dragonflies that I'm pretty sure that I got for my birthday last year. I'm not I apologize. I don't remember who sent them. I'm thinking it was either Laura or Lori, but I could be wrong. So I brought some of those because they're green and they're pretty. And then I have this in my stash. It's one of those banner type things, so I thought that might be kind of cute. And then I had some of this in my stash. It's just some ribbon. And then I've got some sparkly woohoo here. So I thought maybe that might be kind of fun to kind of tear apart and use in it. And then most of you know that I am a 4-H leader. And so I usually have something 4-H related in my stash in case we need to make a quick gift. And then since we have the green butterflies, I thought it might be kind of cool to maybe integrate some of those and maybe make a cover or something. Then I brought this one. It's an advertisement cardstock, just a green piece of cardstock, some of Nikki Adigan's daughter's polka dot envelopes. I don't know that she has any in our shop right now, and it's Musings by Nikki. They might. I'm not sure though. And then I've got this little bag here that I got with an order. So, and this pad of paper I got from my very good friend Jean. Or was that one that Lori sent? That I don't remember either. Because both of them gave me one that's very similar, so I'm not sure. I no longer remember which one was which. So that one's got some green, cute, buttony type things in there, which I thought might kind of go cute with this. So I think we're going to make a little mini journal, and it actually might make 2 videos. I'm not sure. We're just going to, this one will probably be a longer one. So yeah, let's just get to it. I might have to slip off that direction for a second to use my big cutter, because I originally was thinking maybe we'd make an envelope journal, but I no longer think we're going to do that. We'll use the envelope somewhere in there. And at some point I'll have to pause to grab some papers to put in here. So I think what if we, be really cool too. I just thought of, sorry, I'm kind of thinking out loud. It might be kind of cute to make almost a full-size journal. But then we have a large tag. Sorry, I'm still, I don't know. Since the fire, I wonder, I think I'm going to have to end up, once all this stuff is over, I'm going to have to go in and like get tested for asthma or something. I don't know. Since the fire, I've been all kinds of weird and goopy, I guess, would be the word. What size do we want to make this? I don't know. I'm thinking it's got to be more of like a full-size journal, right? So let's, should we just make it 8.5 by 11? No, because then we'll have to cut down papers if we use anything taller, which that might be okay. What if we make it a mini journal? Let's see, if we do 8.5, 8.5 and an 8.5 is, we get 2 out of that. So 5.5, let's see, let's make it, I guess it would help if I reasoned it out a little bit louder, huh? Okay, so I'm thinking that when we cut our papers, so that I don't have a ton of scraps, if we do half, that would be 5.5. And then it's 4.25. Quarter, right? Like if we were to cut everything in half. So then what if we made our our cover 6 inches long, or like, right? No, 6 inches tall by 4 3/4, which 4 3/4 would be 8, 9.5. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so let me cut this down, 6 by 9.5. See what we get there. Oh, sorry guys. So I'll keep talking while I'm cutting really quick over here. I ended up pulling a bunch of, because that's gonna, like I said, I don't know exactly when this one is going to air. We say 9.5. Let's save that. By 6 is what we said? Yeah, let's... All right, so that'll be the inside cover, right? Okay, let's fold it. Or maybe we won't fold it so that we can line it. Okay. Let's set that piece out of the way. I was just wondering if we cut that down just a little bit and kind of made it stand out a little. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to cut this one at 9.5 by 6, and then I'm going to trim a little bit off of that. I know, it's kind of frustrating, right? Because I'm kind of just all over the place for a second. Okay, so if we were to layer this, right, because they're about the same size now, so I'm going to take a 1/2 inch off both sides. So we'll make it 9 by 5.5. So like this, and I don't have quite, uh-oh. I cut that at 9. That should still be, right? Hang on. What is 9.5? Oh. I think the only way to tell that, oh my goodness, see, it happens all the time to just about anybody. I'm just grabbing a piece of paper here to see what we get for actual measurements. Just to make sure I'm still right. If not, I'll have to pause and grab another one of those pieces of paper. Did I do that right? I think I did that right. Oh, in half. I didn't do that right. Oh my goodness. Oh, Dee Dee. Oh my. So we just need to do the piece of paper in half, the long ways, at 5 1/2. And then when we fold it in half, it'll be right. Oh my goodness. Okay. 4 1/2. And even though I don't really want to, I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half. Oh, yep, perfect. Okay, so yeah. So I'm going to take this piece down to 8 1/2 instead. Okay. Yes, and yes. That is what we want. That's what we were hoping to see. Okay. So we're going to layer it. So I'm going to take some glue. And then I was wondering if I still have some gold thread. That's the new one. Okay. Glad we clarified that, right? And Emily sent me one of those easy squeeze bell something or others. And I have yet to put it on. Or put my glue in it yet. I should. Sugar bell bottles, that's what it is. It's one of those out of sight, out of mind things, I think. Okay, so in just a second, I will give you measurements. Okay, so the green piece is 9, right? 9 inches by 6 inches. Just a little over 6 inches. It's a tick over. So 6 1/4 inches. This piece is 5 1/2. I should be about 8 1/2. Yep, right at 8 1/2. Okay. Okay. So we got that. So this will be our little cover. Let's see. We should do some sort of pockets, right? I don't think that bothers me on the white. So should we make some little green pockets here? I think we shall. But I think I'm going to use this, cut that off. And so in half, let's make them 4 inches. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to get that gold thread. Oops, that wasn't very smooth. I left the branding strip on the edge there. Maybe it does bother me having it that bright, but I think it's going to be okay. Let's just take this and just see what we get. If we can dull it down just a little. Whoops, sorry guys. Okay, that's a little better. Oh, I probably better catch that side, right? Because my pockets aren't quite big enough for that. Okay, and before I glue these in, I'm going to cut my little thingamaboppers here. Thumb holes. Okay, and then I'll end up inking those, but I think I'm going to try to sew the gold thread. All right, and then I think I'm going to use this for collage. Should we all just go very, like, dramatic and trim everything in gold? I don't know. Maybe we should. All right, well, that changes things. All right, well, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? I always go back and forth whether you guys actually want to see, like, the cutting or anything like that. So you feel free to fast forward or whatever. Because what I'm thinking, because it's not going to be a very big journal, it's just going to be something fun somebody can just slip in their purse and have fun with. All right, so here's what I decided I'm going to do. I'm going to pause it for just a few minutes. I'm going to cut these out. I'm going to edge them all in gold with my vintage gold here. And then I'm going to sew around this pocket and the outside of the cover. Hopefully, cross your fingers that goes well. Sometimes that gold thread's a little weird to use. So yeah, I'll do that. And then I will come back and then we will just like decorate and just have a load of fun. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back. For you, it was just a couple of seconds. For me, it was about 20 minutes. So I sewed this and then I decided not to sew the other pockets, mostly because I had already put in that little divot and I don't do so well sewing with the divot. So, so far the gold thread thing seems like it will be okay. So yeah, I got a huge mess here. Okay, so I did want to show you one thing, one little tip. Sometimes when you sew like on paper, you'll get those little white things. There's several things you can do with it. You can ink them, which we might end up doing, but sometimes you can do this, depends on the paper, and it'll kind of pull those punches back down in there with your bone folder. And it doesn't look like it's going to do that with this one. So what we'll do is we'll just take, oh, I just dropped it off the back side of the desk. Ugh. All right, well, we needed another new ink pad anyway, so I might as well just use my nifty little Christmas present from Amy. And you can just take your ink and just kind of cover those little white things so it doesn't stand out so much. Like so. Just like that. Okay. All right. So that's done. All right. So then, let's go ahead and fold this up. Get us a good crease going here. So this will be our cover. Looks like I cracked a little bit, but I think we're going to put lace there anyhow, so that won't matter in the end. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is we're going to layer. And like I said, I got a mess here. So I am going to take this one because we're going to not use this as a big tag. We're going to use this as something different. This is also something I saw Nikki do. I have no idea if it was her original idea or like it was a while ago. So we're going to fold this up and this is going to become a pocket / envelope. My bone folder. Fold it down like this. And how we're going to use it is, so it's going to sit in the journal on the page like so. And then I'm going to put something maybe here if we think we need it, or I'm just going to decorate this with something. Then it'll fold open and fold down and you'll have journaling space. Okay. So that was why I needed to see exactly how much ink I needed and how much gold. Like, do I gold go around the gold, go around it? Oops, gosh darn it. Who else does that and then regrets it, right? New ink pads, right? Not new ink pad. Oh, ink pads, not ink pad. Oh. I tell you guys, the minute I think I have my stuff together to do a video, right? And it's just weird, right? Okay. So I'm going to gold tip both sides, I think. We'll just err on the side of we need both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my gold out here, and I'm just going to ink everything, and then we're going to set it aside. Oh, one other thing. If you struggle like I do, cutting the tips out of tickets, I often use my 1-inch punch, and I just go in here like so, and then I just hit a little bit of the color, pop it out. Makes it perfect, okay? So yeah, full of tips and tricks today, aren't I? Okay, let's get rid of that. We don't need that. Set our cover out of the way. Get all of our pieces of, I'm gonna just do a quick little cleanup there so that I'm not golding things I don't want golded. And I think we'll use this side because the other side was like wrinkling up on us. It's kind of amazing what happens when you accidentally use the heat gun on them, right? They kind of warp and be funny. Okay, and I usually try to warn you guys about scents. This is pretty scentful. It smells a lot like turpentine, and I don't need to gold this part on this side because it's not going to show. That's the part we're gluing down to the page. But we do need to add gold on these. Turpentine perfume is the best I can say on that. And I'll show you what it is in a minute for those of you that might be new and haven't seen me use it before. I mean, I kind of like the smell of it, but I can definitely see where it wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea. It is the Vintage Gold, and it's a Prima Metallic Art Alchemy. But it's basically like a colored wax, and I have it in a couple of different colors. You can get them like in an opalizing one. I have this really weird one that's like a rust color that I haven't used very much of. And then I have a really pretty purple one. Yeah, I just have a couple of them. I'd love to have more, but one, they're like crazy expensive and you can't always find them. Like if you can find them, cabbage them up. It does take a bit for it to dry too, so always know that too. And it does spread to other things you don't necessarily want it to spread to sometimes. Like right now I'm not being like overly cautious or careful because I don't really mind if it kind of smears a little bit. Other projects I wouldn't necessarily want that, but like I said, this one I kind of don't mind that look because it'll just add to what we're making, right? I would use it in a well-vented area too. Like right now I have the door closed and I can really smell it now. Mostly because the cats keep thinking that they need treats and it's like, No, no, you don't. No, no, mom's gonna have to say no on that one because they get into these cycles where like they ask for them all day long. And it's like, have you seen the price of good cat treats? Oh. The one that we get, the tub's like almost 20 bucks. Like, and I mean, if you let them, they would be out of it in like 3 days. No questions asked. All right, so I hope you guys are all doing well. I don't think I got that asked in the very beginning of this video. Things here just continue on the way they've been continuing on. Good days, bad days, all the above. Yeah. The 4-H season is really starting to kick off, and the more and more the state opens, the more and more, that's a little more than I wanted, but that's okay. And you know what might look kind of cute? What if we use some Tim Holtz people in here too, maybe? We'll decide that later if we feel like we need more. I do like the way that gold's shining off those green, though. That's pretty. Yeah, so anyhow, so that'll be pretty interesting to see how it all plays out. Last summer, I told you guys about the rabbit disease that was running around. And so now in Colorado, it's pretty prevalent in like New Mexico, Texas, that sort of thing. And it literally kills rabbits within like hours. Like basically, if they get it, it shuts down their organs, and then they usually end up bleeding out, which, yeah, not great. So last fair season, since we were all still pretty much in lockdown, and with this rabbit disease, me and the other superintendent just decided that it was much better just not to have any babies at fair. So, I mean, it was disheartening to the 4-Hers, but we had live rabbits. But anyway, so we had a case in February, and the state basically has mandated that it has to, like, we have to have no reported cases within 60 days before we can have like rabbit shows or whatever. So keep your fingers crossed, send some good juju out our way that they don't have any more confirmed cases from now until August. That way our little kiddos can have their fair and show off everything that they've worked really hard for. Okay, so we're going to let those dry for a few minutes. Oh, I didn't want to cap that yet because we wanted to do the cover. And now, okay. Well then, guess I'll need another rag, huh? So, yeah, we're hoping. I got anxious little 4-Hers because if they do the market program, they have to have their rabbits bred by April 20th, usually is about the right date to breed. And rabbits have a 30 to 31 day gestational period. So, and all the animals have to be at least 8 weeks before they enter the building. That's our fair rules, and it's also like state rules. So yeah, I've got a lot of anxious meat kids that, and I said, well, all I can tell you for now is that Gracie's breeding for it. As a parent, Gracie's breeding for it. So if we get to the fair period and we can't have live animals there again, then I will help you find places for your stock. Which we have, I'm like, okay, so I know that a lot of people might be against this, but we do raise our rabbits. They're meat rabbits. They're not they're not the cute cuddly little rabbits. They're she does have some show rabbits. But they are raised for purposes of food. And so when we have an abundance, then we donate the animals to our local raptor program, which rehabilitates birds of prey, basically. Ones that have been injured by like windmills or other predators or hit by a car or whatever the case may be. If the predator can be saved, then they save it. And then but they also need to feed them. So yeah, Gracie and I donate quite frequently the animals to that, so that helps. So okay, I'm going to set this aside. And so far, most of you haven't minded me sharing that kind of information. So that's kind of the realities of farming and kind of where your meat comes from. So yeah. Yep. And I still have that gold in there. I mean, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. It's just going to highlight it, right? Oh, looks like we got a big old gold piece on that one. It's all right. Maybe that's where a pocket goes. And I think I'm going to do 10 pages plus one of the envelopes if they fit within the cover. If not, maybe we will still use one, but make it more into a pocket. I don't really have any plans, so and it might end up being 12. I can't remember how many I cut. So we're just going for it. And I finally figured out where that gold's coming from. Oh, and I'm jostling you. Close your eyes. All right, let's see how many we got here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 10, yep, 10 works. And we're just gonna go with tea stain today. Not getting overly fancy. I'm just stacking them inside of each other here. Let's see. I'm gonna grab the cover really quick, and I think these envelopes are way too tall for that one. Yep, just by a little. So maybe go ahead and just fold in half. And then what do we want to do with it? Do we want top for little tiny tags? Probably. So let's grab our decorative scissors. Let's do the stamp one. Or the little whatever it is. I say stamp because that's what I've been using it for. It's not really stamp. Okay. All right, so we'll stick that in somewhere. About in the middle. 1, 3, 4, 5. Stick that one in there. And then I've got a couple of these green ones here. Green doilies, so maybe we'll stick a couple of those in there. Can't tell if they're single, like if they're just thicker or what. Okay, let's do 2 and stick one in. One there. Okay, and then we'll do 2 more and stick one in there. All right. I want anything here? Maybe. I was just thinking that maybe it might be kind of cool to do kind of what we did with the rose journal. Maybe make something out of the extra cardstock here. So we could do like 1 or 2 little pieces of this, like half pages to write. I was actually thinking I might use that for a pocket. What can we do with this? Maybe, what if we cut it in half? So in half at 9. Oh my goodness, I am so terrible. So it'd be 4.5. Let's just cut that and see what we get. These might be too small. Okay, and then maybe we'll add some lace or something here. So then let's put one here. Ooh, we're getting kind of the full junk journal experience, aren't we? Okay, I think that is going to be my signature. Okay, let's see how dry this is. Oh, yep, it's still pretty wet. So guys, I'm going to put you on hold again for just a few minutes. Let that dry and then we'll bind it. In the meantime, I'm going to find either some really green floss or maybe some gold or almost gold floss, and we can put that in for its thing. And I might actually have a lucky charm. I'm not sure. All right, so I'll be right back again. All right, guys, I did not find any gold, but I did find a couple other little things. So let's bind this really quick. Oh, wow, they're stuck together. It's interesting. Oh, there we go. There we go. Just off just a little bit. Okay. And we're going to do my favorite thing to do and just eyeball it a little bit. Okay, grab my needle. Oh, I need to get reorganized and take the big needles that I used to use out of that area so that it's just... I think that, nah, it's not too loud. It's never too loud, is it? I mean, maybe occasionally it might be, but... I did, oh, so you're seeing those letters right there. So I couldn't really find any more Lucky Charm, like 4-leaf clover charms. So I remembered Gracie had ordered some blocks because she made me this really cool thing a while back. And I was like, well, since I can't find those letters, or can't find a charm, maybe we can just like spell lucky somehow. And as luck would have it, she had lucky left in her little bag. So thank goodness for daughters, right? Okay, and I know I usually say, but I'm going to say it again. Actually, hold on, because I got it in my string. Always make sure you have, oops, don't pull your stuff apart, but when you're binding, always make sure that you take, and like it's, each side of your string is on, like once, you make a T basically. Make sure that your strings, this part right here is in the middle of it, so that your string doesn't just like pull through. I think it would probably stay bound, but I don't know. I've never tried it. That's just like the rule of thumb there. And then you just make a square knot there. All right, we are moving right along. Okay, so I think I'm gonna bring out my measure here. And let's see, we were at 6 inches, right? How can I not remember, huh? Yeah, we're right at 6 inches. So right at the 3-inch mark, I'm gonna go ahead and put some holes in here. 3, 3, and 3. So really it's going to be at that little zigzag right there. All right, so let's put our punch in there because we're going to make it a tie closure. So, oh, and I did the wrong one. Gosh darn it. I knew it. I saw it. And I am going to go through the stitching just a little bit. But hopefully putting this down in there will make up for that. Okay. And I'm going to kind of measure and eyeball this one. 3 inches. Oh. Okay, so it's right in between this one here. Okay. Like so. Okay. I'm going to take it in this direction and really flatten that down. Okay. And that one needs a little bit too. Okay, I'm going to grab my whatchamacallit? This stuff, sorry, silk. And we'll get our tie cut. We'll get it threaded, and then we'll get it closed, and then we'll decorate the cover because those other pieces are still kind of drying. So if we just did this and just cut it in half and winged it from there. Hope it has enough, right? One will find out here shortly, won't it? Won't we, won't we? Oh no. Oh no, it was just the fabric. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, no. Well, that sucks. It wasn't quite strong enough. All right. Wow, look at that, guys. Now we're in it. Now we need to figure out what to do to fix that. I have an idea. Okay. And no, that wasn't planned. I know it may seem like I just planned that, but I so did not just plan that. All right. Well, that's why you hang with me, right? Because we always figure out ways to fix our mistakes, right? All right. Might change the way we're decorating the cover a little bit, though. We'll just have to see. All right. We're going for broke here, guys. Okay. Was that irritating or what? That was totally irritating. I'm not gonna lie. That irritates me. Of course, I don't know how we're going to finish this off, but I guess we should just rip that one out too so we know what's underneath it, right? Oh. How frustrating was that? Oh my goodness. So, and I have a different idea for this one. We're going to beat it at its own game. Okay, now here's what I was thinking. Instead of trying to thread that really thick stuff through there, what if we go for the same type of thing, only this time, one, we go a little gentler, right? I mean, but not too gentle because we want to make sure that it all holds up with whoever's using it, right? Let's get those out. Kind of not what I was planning, but you know, you just got to go with it sometimes. And if you let things get to you, that is when things go really wrong, right? And normally about this point, I would probably walk away from it. But since we're filming, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to keep going. Okay. Oh, graced with Grace is singing, because guess we didn't shut the door. I mean, not that not that I mind hearing her sing, but you guys might. Okay. So I'm kind of regretting that choice. Oh well. Let's just cut us a couple of pieces here. I guess doing it this way, we just opened ourselves up to a few more elemental type things we can use, right? Because now that we're tying this in, and you know what, guys, honestly, I may go ahead and trim out that gold floss we just used. I might do that off camera and do it with this so it's all kind of cohesive. Okay, then it can close like so. All right, crisis averted for a second anyways. Okay. I don't know. Like I said, I may use the twine to do that, but we're going to work on the cover. We're going to get that one pretty much nailed down, and then we are going to take a break, and the next part of the series will come out. I don't know. It might be like back to back. I'm not sure. Okay, so I got one of those. I was kind of thinking it might look kind of cute with that. And in my catastrophe, I kind of dumped all of those off. So kind of was thinking, is this bigger girl maybe a little bit of green background, or we have this, maybe we could take some of that and fill the back, like fill in behind her maybe. Or maybe not that one at all, and it be one of the brown ones down here. Let's just play around a little bit. And what if we put in some of our music down in this corner? Yes, yes, yes. I'm liking it. Okay. Like that. There's corners that are going to be showing. Okay. hear the cat crying now. Oh, those darn Siamese. That kind of brats. Those of you that have said before that you have them, totally understand. They cry for the oddest reasons. Oh, I did think there was two. Okay, now it's going to add bulk, but it almost has to have it, right? Let's see if we can fit this Lucky on there. Now we can fit Luck, but not Lucky. We're doing it. We are just going to do it. Oh, I think I need this glue though. Something tells me I should be using this one instead. Maybe once they're glued, it might actually fit. One never knows, huh? Yeah, I think that's going to be way too much by the time we try to put that on there. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and move them down just a little bit because I do still want to put lace on that spine. Unfortunately, I don't know which lace yet. And I think I do want to change that cording out. Okay. One thing can totally change the trajectory of a project, can't it? That's all right. Cap that. I want to hold that down a little bit so that these will have a chance to set. And I was going to see if maybe one of our pretty little green butterflies would not overpower our sweet little girl. Also, yeah, I like that. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of extra glue on there too. All right, I think, guys, we'll get this little butterfly glued, and then I will sign off for this video. And then in the next video, you'll see the completed thing. While we're gone, I'm gonna go ahead and take this jute and switch it out for this gold. I just think it will look better, more cohesive, all that jazz. And it's looking super cute so far. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.